a couple of days ago, I like picked up a guitar for the first time. Like, oh yeah, this thing, and like had a bash around to like have a little bit of something to go in with. But I mean, it's just going to be like kind of just, you know, just standing around in the dark and seeing what lands, really, seeing who we stab.
We don't kind of come in with pre-prepared music. It's like a lack of preparation is like kind of what we're like going for.
It probably makes me feel more relaxed in a way, because if you're not like thinking about it too much, then like, I don't know, you don't get as nervous, you don't like overthink things. Well, I'm saying that now, we haven't really started recording yet, but I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Makes me really nervous still to this day. But it's a combination of like being excited and trying to like get my foot in the door and trying to be involved as much as you possibly can.
There's like, yeah, like a sketch for each song, but some of the guys made demos, but we're trying not to listen to them.
I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna try and keep it rock to some form. I think when people think about how records are usually made, they would be shocked at how unprepared we are. But I suppose we maybe prepare things in our own way.
And that's the feeling of a swine taking off. This flight's gonna crash, and then my hooves start to thrash, and then my teeth start to gnash until we hit the ground. There ain't no mud in the sky, and I'm cruising on high altitude on this flight B741.
Best way to go into a record for me is to feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I've always tried to find the space where we all feel like that at the same time. And I suppose it's usually about like setting perimeters on what it is, so that we all kind of like feel a little bit frightened and outside of our comfort zone, but inspired to make the best thing that we can. I often do like associating ideas that feel disparate in some ways and connected in other ways and mashing them together. It feels like provocative enough to encourage people to write. And so it's been very like open-ended like that, and we gently critiquing of each other's work. Both may write a verse about the same thing, but from different perspectives, and sometimes that works really well and sometimes it doesn't work at all.
In the farm, son, I'll be flying out first with my piggy chest. When pigs fly, I'll be on the fly. B741 in the farm, son, I'll be flying out first with my piggy chest.
These are way better anyway.
Yeah.
It's always been a very loose seed. It would be like, got this riff, thinking of maybe doing something like this with it. I was thinking maybe it could go to this other place, don't really know. Another person will chime in. Conversation literally that long, 30 seconds. This is from, you know, coming from the seed of one person. Only one person's heard this song or had any idea of this song. By the end of the 2 hours, the recording's done.
Let's not overthink it too much. I think it's gonna come together.
Yeah.
You start. We'll come in with the check the ching.
After 4?
Yeah.
I feel like that riff should come in, like that lead thing should be like, it just starts like.
Length, I reckon. That's all it needs.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. It just feels. Kind of cycle through the parts, make it fucking go and then make it fucking stop. I like what you were saying. What if we do that riff like you were saying, and then and that's more of like a long drum build up.
Yeah. At the start.
Yeah. So let Joe do his riff, and then we'll come in the and then it'll all be built up, and then we come in the.
Oh yeah.
Two shows in one day at Red Rocks. I think we wanted to do 3. We only got 2 dates. So we thought, can we do 2 in one day? And they were like, we've never done that before. I'm like, it's actually so nice to play there during the day. It's just so beautiful.
Beautiful. Every time we go back to Red Rocks, it still feels really special. Just the vibe, and it really gives a kind of like festival feel.
Yeah. This was an interesting show, honestly, even apart from being at the Gorge, which was an amazing place to play. The barricade at the front of the stage actually broke, which is kind of mental.
It was a 3-hour show. Our like metal bracket was right at the end.
It was kind of the hardest moshing part of the set.
Yeah, one of the notes here. Venusian 1, cut early due to barricade breaking. Joey called his mum during break.
Should I Scott, should I like video call like my mum or something? My mum's here! Hey, wait, mum, no. You have to put yourself on the screen, come on. Yay! There she is! There she is! Oh shit, mum. The son's done all right, no?
For the last few years, I feel like we've been doing about 100 songs on tour. We're kind of finding new and exciting ways to play some of the back catalogue too.
I guess like around 2016,
Yeah.
we were touring the States a lot, and we were playing pretty much all of Nonagon with some other rock stuff, and we were like mostly playing the same set every night. And some of the fans, were coming to multiple shows, and I think we felt bad that
We felt bad for
that
them.
we were playing the same thing every night.
Not repeating anything from the night before means you end up rotating songs a lot. We actually use setlist.fm all the time, just writing setlists, because there's no way you can remember that.
So, what's next for Mickey Cavs? How do you see the next chapter?
Yeah, well, I don't like. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going, and we're gonna. We got another record in the works that we recorded with an orchestra in Melbourne.
First time
with an orchestra. We didn't do it live with them. We had the songs, and then we got an arranger in who was a friend of Stu's, and he arranged a and composed the orchestra section. Yeah, and then we did 3 days in the studio of tracking the orchestra, and that was super special to all of us, like, because we'd never done it before, and a lot of the players that were played on it from like the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra, and which a lot of us have like grown up going to, Melbourne Symphony Orchestra shows, like, whether it's like them playing Star Wars to, to
And
like
now
Hans Zimmer stuff, like,
Right,
yeah. But yeah, and then just like having them in the studio, and it was amazing. Yeah.
And so that record's going to come out with the orchestra.
Next year, yeah.
And then
you'll
play some shows with them?
Yeah. We're doing a US tour with an orchestra. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so that's I think May next year, or yeah, we're doing some really, really big, really special shows with an orchestra. I think it's a 30-piece orchestra. So yeah, and it's gonna be huge. So we're gonna play the whole album, and then we're gonna rearrange a bunch of stuff from our back catalogue to go with the orchestra. So yeah.
Would you? It's pretty accurate to say that your band is a band for the people, right? It doesn't follow the convention of record label and pop and all of the the kind of the standard approach.
Yeah,
you would say.
Yeah.
Is that something that just that's how it evolved, and you guys just did it your way, or was there a conscious effort?
Yeah, and a few of the guys did. A few of the guys did like music industry courses at uni, and that's also how some of the other guys met through doing this course. It's kind of just like the same as like our music. We just always wanted to just challenge the norm, with all of it. And then, and then Eric, who was in the band, he started the label, just like we do it ourselves, and like we have the whole like infrastructure of a label, but it's kind of like we have a team that runs it, and but it's kind of just purely just for us, But yeah, I think we are going to start to branch out and start to release some other bands like under our label.
Oh, fantastic.
But at the moment, it's always just been us on the label kind of thing. Yeah, for the last few years anyway. Yeah.
And that's it's an astute approach, right? As the band's growing, why go to another label, give a big piece of the revenue to a label when you can do it yourself, if you can do it yourself, but you guys can. It's a very modern approach.
For sure. Yeah, it is. And a lot of bands and artists are starting to do it now, and it's just like, thanks to Stu and Michelle especially. Stu and Michelle have managed to create a really, really good team and business that is King Giz,